Hello again everybody and welcome back to another allotment update. I hope you're all keeping well. The weather's improved now quite a lot and the nighttime temperatures are looking much better as well. So I've decided to bite the bullet and I'm going to get a lot of things planted outside, most things actually, because the greenhouse is absolutely loaded with stuff ready to go outside now. I just can't wait any longer. It's the middle of May, we're way past our last frost date now I think, and for the next couple of weeks it looks pretty decent as well. So I think we're safe now, famous last words, but I think we are safe now, and we'll get away with it. I've not actually done any hardening off. There's just so much stuff to get planted out. I've not done any of that. But to be honest, I never really do harden things off and I always seem to get away with it. So yeah, I've not done any hardening off, but I think we'll be all right. I've got a lot of things to plant out. There's about 10 different crops I'm planting out today. It's going to be a big job. It's going to take a while, but I'm going to document it all and show it all you guys as well. So hopefully it makes for an interesting video for you and you enjoy the watch as well. But before we get into the update, just like to say, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy this video, then hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss whenever I upload new videos in the future. So let's get into the big plant out and then let's have a look around the allotment. But sit back, grab a cup of tea and I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we'll start off in the heart of the allotment, which is the big greenhouse. I like to call it the heart of the allotment because this is where all the stuff happens early in the growing season, with all the stuff in the greenhouse, all the tender stuff. We'll just quickly go around here because I did show you guys last week, and I'll just show you if there's been any developments. And to be honest, most of the stuff on here is stuff which we planted out, and it's just mostly spare stuff really. Like we've got spare courgettes, we've got sweet corn spare, more spare beans there. I need to plant the sprouts out, but I don't have any room left. I'm probably going to pot these on and then plant them outside when the garlic gets harvested, when I have room for those. So I've not put them out yet. I've got more sweet peas here which are coming along pretty nicely, I think. They're going to go in where the empty spaces are on the sweet pea supports because I didn't have enough. We've got our sunflowers on the back there, Pikes Peak and Giant Single, coming along really nicely then. They'll be going out soon, I think, but I have to keep an eye on the slugs because they do enjoy eating the sunflowers. So they're coming along really good. I'm really happy with those. A couple of butternut squashes there are looking really nice. They're going to go in the polytunnel soon as well when there's space, when I've harvested the garlic. We've got a few more brassicas there which I need to pot on. We've got our phasalis, which is going to go in the polytunnel as well when there's space. And our aubergines as well, they're going to go in the polytunnel soon as well. I've not potted them on yet. Our carrot bucket here is looking really good. I need to thin these out soon, and I need to pick some baby carrots. I'm really happy with how these are doing. These are early Nantes, and if you can see in there, you can actually see the tops of the baby carrots. So yeah, in the next week or two, I think we'll be picking some of these. Really, really good. Complete contrast to the ones outside. I'll show you those in a minute. There's pretty much nothing going on with those at the moment. So we'll go onto the floor now, and our tomatoes over here in the Jack's Magic compost, we had some issues with the Jack's Magic compost with the moisture retention. They're looking a lot better now. Look at that, they're looking much better. These will be going into the big polytunnel soon. I need to clear out the early potatoes. I need to move the buckets outside so I can get these in the raised beds very soon. Along the side of the greenhouse here, we've got all our 30-litre buckets with tomatoes in. Mostly sun golds. Got a Mountain Magic there. Mountain Magic and sun gold. That sun gold tomato needs to go into a bigger pot. Funnily enough, the bigger tomato plant is in the smaller pot, and the smaller ones are in these bigger pots. But hey ho, that's fine. We're going to have to get some sort of support on the go here soon, I think. We're probably going to string them up to the top of the greenhouse here. We've got our early sowing courgette. I think I sowed this in February or March, I think February. And we brought it down to the greenhouse early, and it's actually starting to produce some courgettes. Look at that. So excellent. That's really, really good news. I threw in a few mesembryanthemums. There we go, I said it. I managed to say it. I've been practicing saying that a few times. There we go. Mesembryanthemums, some blue annual flowers, and some cottage garden annuals. I just threw them in there. I was a bit lazy with those, to be honest. I'll probably end up taking them home, to be honest. Apart from that, we've just got more things we need to pot on. I still need to pot on the celery. We've got some spare lettuce there, some more brassicas again. We've got our marigolds, which are going to grow alongside our tomatoes, and we've got some more cosmos there. I took a lot of flowers home the other day, and I'll show you that in a moment. I planted some of these flowers at home for some extra colour. So I tried to be as quick as I could then. I hope I wasn't too quick for you guys. It's just there is so much going on, so much to show you. And that is how the greenhouse is looking now after I planted out most of the tender crops. Still looks very crazy. It still looks absolutely mental. But I think once I start potting some of these things on into the polytunnels and the two other polytunnels, I think it's going to start looking much neater, and we can start getting these tomatoes strung up really, and then yeah, we're all systems go then really. So let's go into the other polytunnels and see what's going on there. Okay, so we're in the 4x3 metre polytunnel, and to be honest, there's not that much going on at the moment. Our sweet potatoes are here and they pretty much look the same as last week. They've not been eaten by slugs yet, so that's good. Our spring cabbages are here and they're looking pretty nice, minus a bit of slug damage on them, but you know, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. I'm going to be picking these soon, I think, and in this spot here I'm going to be putting like the aubergines and the physalis and a few other things like squashes and things like that. So I'm hoping to get this cleared very, very soon. Now, last week I showed you guys this peach tree which had a bad case of leaf curl, and a subscriber suggested to just cut the leaves off and destroy them, and that is what I've done. I've cut off the curled, infected leaves, and yeah, the rest of the leaves look okay, and hopefully we're going to be okay with this. We've got a few nice peaches on the go there, small ones, but peaches nonetheless. And apart from that, guys, there's just garlic all around here, which I'm still waiting to get bigger, to be honest. They're still not that big. There's not really any change with those. I'm hoping that they do start to get bigger and I harvest them soon. I've actually given this greenhouse a good clean the other day. It does look much cleaner. It's not perfect, but it is much better than it was, because the water was turned back on last week, so I was able to clean it. We've got a lot of these tomato seedlings popping up everywhere because I did grow tomatoes in here last year, so I'm going to have to pull all those out. But we've got sun gold tomatoes, sweet aperitif and black opal tomatoes, and they're looking alright, I think, and I think they're doing okay. They're not massive yet. I'm sure they will come on very soon though. Okay, so we'll go into the big polytunnel, which I've also cleaned as well. I cleaned that the other day, and it's definitely letting much light in now. There's not as much algae on it. And we've got our mini munch cucumbers, and I've made a little support system for them there, going right up to the ceiling there. I just used this old staging racks here, this old shelving from the staging, and I just secured it to these bamboo canes. Really, really simple. It should do the trick. And the mini munch cucumbers themselves are looking pretty good. There's a few more flowers on there. I've picked off a few small ones because I want the plants to get bigger first. But yeah, they'll start running away pretty soon. I think in the next few weeks they'll just go whoosh, like that, and they'll be up the supports. Okay, our long raised bed along here has got all our peppers in, and yeah, they're looking really, really nice. They're definitely getting bigger, I think. They've definitely increased in size since last week. It's not just me. They're starting to branch out now. They're starting to produce more buds. So yeah, they're looking really good, the peppers. In complete contrast to last year's peppers. This time last year, they were just doing awful. So we're definitely looking much better this year. Our aubergine has been attacked by something. There's slug damage on the leaves there, and there's a snapped branch there with slug trails on it. Evidence of slug attack. Our first and second early potatoes have just gone completely crazy. Look at that. And similar story with these ones as well. Got rocket and kestrel. In fact, there is some evidence of flowers there, so maybe these will be ready to harvest soon. We'll see, hopefully. Our strawberry hanging baskets. Look at that, there's a strawberry there which is almost ready. The strawberries on a lot of these. Loads and loads of them. This one is loaded with them. So yeah, this will give us a nice early harvest before the ones outside come into harvest around June time. So this raised bed on the one side of the polytunnel here with the potato buckets are sat on. Once I move these out, I'm going to move these outside very soon, I think. I do need to get the tomatoes in here soon. Okay, so we're outside now, and we'll just have a look at the main crop potatoes, which we planted at the end of April. When they reach the rim of this bucket, I'm going to top them up with more compost. Some of them are only just showing signs of life. Others are looking a bit better, and that's fine. I actually moved over some of them which were sat on this bed into here. Now these ones are looking much better, aren't they? Look at those. This variety is called Cara, main crop as well, and they're looking much better than the Setanta and the Java. I mean, the Setanta and the Java are growing, they are growing, but they're not that big, really, are they? So in the place, when we moved those buckets over, we put our dwarf beans in here, and they've not been eaten by slugs yet, so that's a good sign. And next to it, so we've got our runner bean supports here, with our runner beans in the front, which you also saw before, and some French beans along the other side there. No slug damage on them yet, which I'm really surprised about, to be honest. They usually really do go for the runner beans. I threw in a few of these mammoth onions, like we've not already got enough onions already. I know what you're thinking. We've already got 450 of them, but we were growing some mammoth ones. I didn't have any space left, so I've just threw them in around here. So let's just have a look at the garlic. Now the garlic is showing some signs of rust again. It's gotten a little bit worse since last week, but I think we are approaching harvest soon. The necks are starting to thicken up and the bulbs are starting to grow there at the bottom. Similar story with the elephant garlic. That's looking pretty nice as well. Looking nice and healthy. Yeah, we should be picking this in June as well. Now, if you remember last week, we had a massive problem with the carrots and the slugs, and they completely decimated the entire lot. And there were only a few plants remaining, but we sowed some more and they are now starting to come up. Small signs of life there, and it's the same with the other bed as well. I'm not going to show you that because it's the exact same as this one. Okay, our 3 beds of onions, which is holding around 450 onions. There's not anything that's happened, to be honest. There's no changes since last week. They just seem to have been stood still, to be honest. I find that happens every single year. I stick my seed grown onions in and they just stay still for weeks and weeks, and then suddenly they'll just grow rapidly. Within like 2-3 weeks they'll just grow massive and the bulbs will swell up really quick. So I think in the next few weeks these will start to grow and get bigger, but some of them are just looking really pathetic, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully these do start growing quicker soon. Got more over here. Probably can't really see them very well because they are thingy. Yeah, we've got some more there. I think some of them are starting to grow, I think. It's hard to tell really, to be honest. I don't know if it's just me or not, but these ones over here do look much better than the ones at the front. Not too sure why. They are definitely looking bigger. Definitely are. Okay, right next to the onion bed at the front of the plot, we have our leek bed, which is a temporary bed. I've just used this old pallet collar, and yeah, they seem to be doing really well. I only put these in a couple of days ago, but yeah, we'll see what happens with these. I've just thrown them in. We have a load more there, which we'll probably throw in wherever we have some space later on. Okay, so I've got a confession to make. I've still not gone into the strawberry cage to sort it out yet. It's looking really messy in there, isn't it? Look at that. The strawberry plants themselves seem to be doing okay, I think. There's no strawberries in this corner anymore. Yeah, we definitely need to go in there and sort that out, don't we? I've kind of neglected this area, to be honest. But we do have another strawberry bed over there, which is doing okay. There, that's fine. We've got a couple of buckets of them there. They're all flowering, so we should get some strawberries off them in June. So we'll look at the pure horse manure bed. This has got horse manure compost in. I put horse manure in here every single year, and I grow something in here every year. We've got a couple of these climbing courgettes at the front, which we've just thrown in, which you saw before as well. This variety is called Shooting Star. It's a yellow courgette. So they're at the front there, and they're going to climb up these pallet supports. And then on the other side, we've got our bush courgettes. Defender is the variety. We've got 3 of those. Of course, literally overnight, I only stuck these in yesterday. The slugs have already had a go on them. Our sweet peas in our flower bed need to get a move on, to be honest. They do need to start moving these. They're not really moving. I stuck them in about a month ago now, and they just don't seem to be doing much. Of course, the slugs have had a go on them. There's a couple of them there which are starting to go. But yeah, I'm not that impressed with how they're doing so far. There's more over here, and these are looking worse. They just haven't moved, really. I think they will eventually. I think in June they'll probably shoot up this support. You know, when they do get going, they really do get going. So hopefully I'm right about that, and they do start get going these soon. Our alliums are looking beautiful now, like fireworks. Lovely display along here. I'm just hoping that the sweet peas, you know, I hope they do come right and start growing. I do have a few more to stick in behind here and in the empty spaces as well, so we'll see. But the alliums look beautiful. Okay, so our little lettuce bed seems to be a feast for the slugs, to be honest. They are having a good nibble on a few of them. These have definitely grown since last week. These are getting bigger, and I'll be able to pick some leaves off soon. In fact, I may be able to start picking some of that. Looks like it's getting a little bit bigger now. I can start harvesting soon there. I stuck a few rocket seeds in here, and yeah, I'm guessing they are rocket. Now, our little herb bed in the middle here, I'm doing a bit of a renovation, to be honest. I'm completely removing this. I might keep the chives, I might move them somewhere else. But what I'm doing here is I'm digging up what we already have and dividing them up to move or give away. I've actually created a herb bed at home, which I'll show you guys afterwards. I've decided I'm going to keep herbs at home instead and pick them at home, because I always forget about them at the allotment. I either forget to pick them, or I pick them and then they wilt in the sun, and then I take them home and they're not fresh anymore. Okay, so we're at home now, and I'll just quickly show you guys what I've done here. I've got this little herb planter here, and I filled it up with all sorts of nice things. I brought the chives from the allotment, which I've got here. I brought the oregano from the allotment as well. Transplanted that into here. I've got loads of oregano. Got some lemon thyme, we've got some normal broadleaf thyme there. Got some sage, rosemary, and then we've got this basil here. So lots of lovely things in there. We've also planted some parsley and coriander as well in here. So lots and lots of goodies in there. And I'll just quickly show you what I've done here. I've put some snapdragons in here from the allotment. I brought them down. Got some cosmos and some petunias. Just one geranium there, starting to flower there. Because yeah, we don't really have much in the way of flowers in our home garden, so this should add a nice little bit of colour. Okay, so let's move on here. So our broccoli is here in this pallet colour raised bed. It's netted, of course, to stop the pigeons from getting them, because the pigeons will attack and go to town on them. I've put these cabbage collars around them as well, and they are there to stop the cabbage root fly from laying their eggs at the base of the stem where the soil is, and then what happens is the eggs hatch, the larvae go down into the soil and eat the roots and destroy the plant. I've had a couple of issues with that in the past before I used the cabbage collars. Since using the cabbage collars, I've never had any issues with cabbage root fly. I do this every time I plant brassicas, to be honest. They're made of rubber, so they last forever, and I just stick them on here every time I plant my brassicas. So that's fine, they're in there. We do have an issue here. Look at that. something has gone in there, a mouse or a rat or a shrew or something has nibbled a hole in there. So they've gone in here, figured out there's nothing in there to actually eat, and then they've gone out this side here. Absolute crazy. Like, what the heck? Unbelievable. So we're gonna have to stitch this up now. I'll probably have to zip tie it up or something, or use string to close it up. But what a pain in the butt that is. Really is a pain in the butt. You make a nice net, you know, you make it all nice and neat, and you put the pegs in and make it nice and tight, and then a flipping mouse comes along and nibbles a hole in the side of it. You know what, I'm having a big problem with rodents on the plot at the moment. But anyway, let's move on. Let's go over here to the other side. We've got our peas along the back there. There are flowers on there. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm trying to show you. There are flowers on there along the side there. I think they are starting to grow now. Finally, they've been waiting long enough. Yeah, finally they're coming along. We planted our second sowing along the front there, our drain pipe peas. We did that yesterday, and yeah, we'll see how they do. We'll see. So the peas there, I think we've got an improvement on last week with those, I think, so that's good. Now we've got our sweet corn over here now. We planted this up a couple of days ago in this bed, which has got plenty of this manure in as well. I found they grow really well in horse manure. We'll see how these do. We'll see. They've obviously not moved yet because I've only just planted them. I've not planted as many as last year or the year before because I want it to be more manageable. I want to keep these under control and keep the pests off them. I'm going to use socks to stop the rats from getting the cobs. Our beetroot in this raised bed here, to be honest, it hasn't really moved anywhere really. They don't seem to be doing much. Those ones, these are our multi-sown ones which we sowed in the module trays, and we also direct sowed a couple more rows of Boltardy beetroot and then some rainbow ones at the back, and they're coming up now really nicely. Now over here we've got our cabbages, which we also planted up yesterday, which you saw earlier. Cabbage collars around those as well. These varieties of cabbage are called Greyhound. So we've got our parsnips here, which are coming along okay, I think. We pre-germinated these seeds and they all seem to be germinating fine actually. There seems to be a lot of parsnip seedlings around here, so I'm happy with the germination. I'm happy that this bed is filled enough. Okay, that is everything I think, and blimey, there is a lot going on, isn't there? There's so much going on at the moment, but I do love growing my veg. You know, there's not a single vegetable that I don't like growing, so yeah, that was a lot. So I know I said I was going to do these videos in 5 to 10 minutes, but it looks like we're going to have to scrap that plan because I don't think that's going to be possible with how much we've got going on. I know a lot of you guys have said that you don't mind how long these videos are. So I think we'll just keep them as long as they need to be honest. If there's loads going on, we'll keep it a longer video. I just don't want to make them too long and then people lose attention. I think that's my main concern really. You know, I don't want to start boring people by going on and on. So, but yeah, there's plenty of interesting things going on, and I'm really excited with how things are doing. I think we are where we need to be. I always compare myself with previous years, and looking back, we're about the same really. I think the sweet peas are a bit behind. I think the onions are slightly behind, but I think they will catch up. They will catch up, especially as we get into June and you know, things start growing rapidly. The weeds are coming up quite a lot, but I'm managing to keep them under control for now. I'm just picking them as I go. You know, when I'm pottering around, when I'm doing jobs, I'm picking them as I need, you know, as I see them. And that seems to be working at the moment. I've got a big problem with the mare's tail. That is a really big problem. It's everywhere actually. It's even coming up through the cracks in the greenhouse slabs. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little update. I say little, it wasn't really a little update, it was quite a big one, the big plant out, but I'm glad I've got that done now. It's just a case now of keeping an eye on everything, making sure nothing attacks it, just general care for it really, and I'm going to be documenting that every single week. Every week we'll come back and we'll look at the crops and see how they're doing, see if there's any issues with it, and see if we need to make any changes or do some things. So it'll be quite exciting to see what happens. And a lot of the things up here are going to be planted in the greenhouse. Sorry, no, the polytunnels. The one behind me here and the one over here. I'm going to start getting some of these planted in there soon, hopefully, as well. And of course, I'll share that with you guys as well. So do let me know in the comments what you think of this video. Share your opinions and you know, share with me what you're doing as well. I'd love to know what you guys are doing this month. Have you planted out your stuff yet? I know a few people are a bit cautious. You know, it depends where you live, of course. We're having some really nice weather at the moment, so I decided to just go for it and stick everything outside. And yeah, we'll see. In a few weeks' time, we'll see if I regret that decision. Time will tell. But yeah, thanks for watching. Remember, if you like the video, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. You know, as I always say, you know, give us a sub if you want to see more videos like this in the future. So that's all for now. I will see you in the next one. I hope you all stay safe and happy gardening. See you later.